Hello YouTube, I am Matt. Welcome to another episode of A Feather and Inkwell. Welcome back YouTube, welcome back after a little bit of a long break. The last dragon pen that really did not make it in Year of the Dragon, but is the last good dragon pen that's come out related to dragons and has a dragon on it. For a Feather and Inkwell fountain pen review today we have Benu Glasog. Welcome back YouTube, we're down looking at my table now and I'm going to do a little bit of an unboxing for you, only because this Benu box is not their typical. You can see it's got some nice dragon themed scales to it. There's your Benu logo, wraps around nicely, and you get some more of the branding there. Now underneath is a little bit more of the usual that we're used to. We have our Benu box, which is only slightly premium. It's a little bit softer textured than the usual one, I feel like, but it has all the usual minimalist but still shiny fanfare of the Benu. Inside we come to more of the paper sleeves. We do have a special Glasog dragon book here that comes with it. It's got more of the dragon scales. It is a hand-painted limited edition. This gives you the story of that. So there are two. We have the orange dragon. There's a black dragon. They fight. If you want to read up on that, get one. I will enjoy it myself. In addition, we do have some product warranty information. This is one of their premium offerings. So the average Benu is right around $150-ish. This is closer to $200. It was very hard to actually get this in time to receive it, and that is because their hand-painted limited edition ones are very sought after. So believe it or not, this design right here is a hand-painted dragon on it. It is an acrylic background just like usual. The flames look like they're of the same hand-painted nature, so that's part of it. So they're all kind of individual, unique. You're not going to get any one that looks exactly like another. There's some branding there on the cap. It's a little bit kind of like, looks kind of like a faded look, which I believe to be intentional by the artist. This exact model does have a clip, so that is nice. It's a little bit on the larger side, and the body has many facets around it, as does the cap. So it is less likely to roll off of a table, in addition to the clip, which you can have on your clothes to carry with you. Now, opening it up, we have more of that nice fiery orange acrylic. Inside, we have a very ultra smooth number 6 Schmidt nib. Very, very nice. Let me see if I can get it in focus for you. Right there. It has a lot of scroll work around it. It is a medium. Let me know in the comments if you're looking at this what exactly you're seeing. It's hard to see on this little screen all the detail that you would be getting. Now, down here, just a review to give you a size comparison, we do have the slightly smaller in every dimension dragon's blood. I just wanted to give you a little run back to what they came out with a couple years ago-ish in terms of dragon pens. This was also not in the Year of the Dragon that it was released, I believe. It was a little bit before. So you add a very sparkly, very shiny dragon blood pen, nice dark green with some red and some black right there in the middle, also capped, also has a clip, and also a number 6 very ultra smooth Schmidt nib. That is what they use. I look back, I thought these were originally Yovo holders, but they're not. They're all Schmidt holders, which is, I guess, nice, because something different. Lots of people are into Schmidt nibs right now, lots of companies offering Schmidt nibs. They seem to be doing pretty good. They have good flow. This is no exception here today, folks. We have the Glasog by Benu. This is the green dragon one instead of the black. They are hand-painted, limited edition. Out of how many? Let me see if it has it on the box. not positive. I think there's maybe 200 or something, 188, something like that. There's not very many of them around. They were relatively hard to get, especially in my favorite medium nib. That's why it came in orange instead of black for me, because this was the last medium nib I could find, especially on. Ordered it out of Pen Chalet, guys. We tried to get it from Goulet. We got the notification later than we expected, and it sold out quick. So back to our Pen Chalet purchase. As I said, it does have that medium stainless steel nib. We paired it with some ink, Diamine Magical Forest, since it's a green dragon. And we have writes fresh from inking. So one of the number one things I like to put in a review, which some people don't, kind of questionable, is can I take it out of the box, ink it up, and start writing? The answer should always be yes to this, folks, but that is not always the case. I've had a very expensive gold nib pen not do that, and I was very disappointed with that. It does right now, and it's another year of the Dragon pen, but back to the one in hand, this one worked, able to ink it fresh out of the box and start writing with it. Very important, that to me. So that's a very positive point. The quality of this acrylic, the size of it in my hand, I like it. Moving on. The weight of it capped is 26.5 grams. This is an acrylic pen, so it is very light in the hand to write with versus maybe a metallic pen, a painted metallic pen, something like that. Uncapped, so how you're going to be writing with it, only 16 grams. That is feather light, folks. That's fully inked, everything in your hands, writing, ultra smooth, only 16 grams pressing on the paper. It will flow over a page like nothing. As I said, it is a Schmidt number 6 ultra smooth nib, and I do mean ultra smooth. I write on Rhodia paper, which you can feel any little difference either in the ink and the pigment or your nib, and if it's got any teeth at all in it. Their nibs, as always, super smooth. They must hand work them. Either that or Schmidt does a really great job just doing it themselves. Don't know which. I don't actually buy that many pens with Schmidt outside of Benu, thinking back on it. The flow rate of this is kind of a mid to drier level, but a lot of people that write with this, they don't always have premium grade paper, and sometimes you just want to pick up and write on some basic paper. Something like this, you're probably going to be able to with this little bit of flow. That's not a staunch flow, it's not super dry. It's putting out a fair amount of ink, but it's not a ridiculous amount. You're not getting a 3D printed level of ink on your page from a single line or even a little area. So here's kind of like a little dab all together. Here's a smudge test on it. Here's what the line shape variance. It's going to be exactly identical, up versus sideways. I didn't have any kind of special grind on it. It's kind of an average amount of ink flow, which I find to be good for thinner paper. Overall, the last kind of stats I'll throw at you, 5.5 inches uncapped. So writing with it, you talk about 5.5 inches from the very back all the way to the very tip. So in your hand, my hand's kind of an average size. It's a little bit kind of in between. I don't have super huge hands. I don't have small hands. It fits nicely in the crook of my hand, and the tip is not exceedingly far away from the grip. It's a number 6, so it is a little bit on the long side, but there's longer and there's also shorter. So if you're used to writing with a number 6, this will be comfortable in your hand. If you haven't had a number 6 nib before, then it may seem a little bit longer. Well, that's just the length of the nib overall. In general, the overall aspect ratio of this pen is pretty close to good. I think 5.5 was one of my favorite lengths just because I'm a guy and I have a little bit larger hands. Capped in your pocket, this is going to be like this, 5 7/8, close to 6 inches. So it's going to be a little bit longer in your pocket. Maybe if you want to put it in a bag or something, might do better, or on your shirt pocket, might do best instead of in your jean pockets. Just my own personal preference for that, whatever floats your boat. Overall, guys, this is a very gold, chatoyant acrylic pen, hand painted in design, many facets to feel in your hand, which are not unpleasant. They're not sharp. They're kind of rounded, but it gives it that extra little, not going to slide out of your hand. The hand painted nature of the dragon face on this is awesome. If you're a dragon fan, there's really not any more dragon pens coming out, especially Year of the Dragon. So if you got one of these, this was kind of like the last call to the Year of the Dragon, even though it was a couple of weeks past really. But this is the last good dragon pen. So I was a little bit disappointed. There was another company I was waiting to see. They were typically into making Year of the whatevers, and they didn't. I don't know if they will again, to be honest. I would have thought they would have continued. Benu stepped up and they made this pen here. They had the Black Dragon one as well. That sold out just minutes before this one did, so this is what I was left with. I'm not unhappy with it, even though I would have liked the Black Dragon pen. It would have been gray with a lot of glitter instead of orange with a lot of glitter, but either way, I do like this pen. I love the design. I do feel like the $180 price point plus on this is a little bit premium for a stainless steel nib. Is it a nice smooth nib? It is. I love it. Does it flow good? It flows well enough for what it is. You could probably use a normal notebook with this. But $188 plus for a limited edition acrylic pen and a stainless steel nib, as smooth as it is, it's not gold. And, I do realize this is, hand painted nature. It does look really cool. Not that many of them out there, so you're one of a few that's going to actually have this. So all those are, positive things for a limited edition pen, but that is a little bit on the premium price point. If it wasn't a dragon, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. Just gonna throw that out there. I love dragon things. I was born in the Year of the Dragon, so that is really what drove the overall need for the last dragon pen. Alright guys, overall I'm gonna give this probably 8 to 9 out of 10. It's a great pen. I love writing with it. Super smooth on the page. Let me know if you have one. How do you feel about it?